Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I am your host, GameChanger. I don't like lies. I don't like lies. And I know that for the algorithm, you're supposed to wait a couple hours, maybe even a day or two before you create a video and before you actually do a live stream. But I don't like lies. So I want to cover this right now. So there exists something called the infinite options lie. And it's called this because I just called it that just now. I coined this term. Use it, let it spread. And the infinite options lie is something that black women tell black men in order to gaslight them and create a false sense of urgency and self and insecurity among the men. And that's to act. And by act, understand this. Black women's greatest thrill, sometimes some might even say their only thrill, outside of weed and cheap liquor, is when a man approaches them and they shoot them down. That is the greatest sensation that they have. Not raising happy, healthy kids, not being a part of a happy, healthy family, not serving the community or anything like that. The greatest thrill that they have is being hollered at. In fact, this whole divesting swirl thing, and I'll talk about that in subsequent videos, is a really call out to get more men to holler at them. They exhausted one population of men, and now they're just looking for another group of men. Like, hey, I want you. They just need a steady stream of shot shooters. And in order to do so, they tell certain lies. One of those lies is there are more black women than black men, so all you have to do is just go, and everywhere you go, it's going to be 7-1. You need to come to Atlanta because it's 7-1 out here. It's not 7-1. It's 48%, women or men, and like 52% women. It's not. There isn't a place like that. If so, Passport Bros would be going there instead. There wasn't a catastrophe in Atlanta that only affected the men. It wasn't like a football game and everybody and all the men in the stadium was just, Thanos snapped away or something like that. That didn't happen. But they love to live that lie. And they like to make it appear as if you cannot take advantage of this magnificent ratio, then something must be wrong with you. You need to get out there, Reed. You need to holler at me. You need to shoot your shot. Because the only reason why you didn't benefit from these odds is because you didn't shoot your shot enough. Now, I'm going to get a little media man on it, but it doesn't really take a statistician to figure this out. All I have to do is Google total number of Black American women over 18. All right, let's see. And I'm going to do like a really important stat, and this is the secret behind the lie. Y'all get that like button. And also, feel free to chat in the comment section. All right, so it's thinking. According to Google AI, there are approximately 16.5 million to 17 million Black American women over the age of 18. Now that's interesting because I look, and y'all could Google this yourself. There's an estimated 19.5 million Black men. Now that is very interesting. So according to this, there are more Black men than Black women. So right off the bat, we're not even going to get into the weeds here. Right off the bat, there's more black American men than there are women. Now, I'm going to do something that the women feel that I shouldn't do, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to change the age from not just black women from 18 to infinity, because there's not many brothers out there looking for like a 69-year-old, well, to start a family with. So I'm just going to say fertile women, or I'm going to say age 18 to say 39. Alrighty. Oh, 7 to 8 million. Huh. Okay. That's looks like, as far as eligible, and by eligible I mean ability to start family, there are about twice as many black men that are able to start families, actually more than twice as many black men that are able to start families than there are black women able to start families. So when you go to any dating venue, what you can and often do find is black men 18 to 80 trying to get with black women 18 to 34, or excuse me, 39. It seems like the odds are in the woman's favor drastically. Drastically. But they don't want to mention that part. So, what made me bring this up? Well, there was a woman on TikTok. I seen her on Chantel's this morning. Chantel has like a lineup of interesting clips, and this one really stood out to me, and this was made me want to react. And y'all know how I do. This one made me want to react, and I'm like, because I can't stand the lies. I cannot stand the lies that they are telling to society, to the decent folk of society. But let me show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. All right. This, what you see here, is what I call the titty angle. It's where they hold the phone up so you can see what they want you to see. And quite frankly, what many of us want to see. All right, this is the video I'm talking about.
I have a question. Statistically, the ratio of heterosexual men to women, I don't know what the exact numbers are, but they're unproportionate.
Yes, they are unproportionate because there's actually more men than women. Now, they don't have a stat of sexuality. Um, I don't know why they would or how they would even go about doing that. But yeah, there you have it.
And I just always sit around and be thinking, like, why aren't the heterosexual men in relationships with, with these women? And it's so many options. Like, you gotta have, your option is out there.
Huh. That's interesting. It's so many options, huh? Now, I just read the stats on why it isn't, but they try to, once again, this is to lure you. Their ultimate goal, women like this, their ultimate goal is to get hollered at more. They just gotta get hollered at. I want to get hollered at. And they're throwing out this BS to accomplish that goal.
Well, you like, I'm tall.
since the numbers are in your favor. And we're not even going to remove the, because we can't, at least not recently, but we're not even going to remove the number of women that are not active in the dating market. These are the ones who are, I'm focused on my education, or, I'm in my development stage right now, or, I'm in my peace era or something like that. We're not even going to remove those. Even if you just put the fertile women out there, there's more than twice as many men, fertile men, or I should say non sterile men, than there are fertile women.
Or slim or thick or short.
Okay, she said slim. All right, so what we're going to do is take that 8 million of black women that are between 18 and 39, and we are going to take away 80% of that. So what is that? 6.4 million that's taken away. Um, taken away from 8 million, leaving about 1.6 million. So you have 1.6 million black women who are slim versus 19 million black men who are seeking slim women. Yeah, the odds are really in the man's favor, huh? Now, one can ask you, as a woman who's seems like your only virtue is that you're not fat. Someone could ask you, there's only 1.6 million of you in the black community, and there's 19.5 million adult black men. So, 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 y'all see where I'm going with this.
Or intelligent or not so intelligent, church going or not. Like you have your pick of the litter. What is making you not pick? I want to know. I have a question.
So now we know the type of person she is. Now the question is, is she or does she just not know? Because a lot of Americans really don't understand mathematics, and and some do, but I don't think she does. But she could still not understand mathematics, but understand observable reality, and that is, when she goes online, there is a number of men, and it's just her. I'm talking about like on dating apps and stuff like that. She understands that when she goes to, like all throughout her life, there are more men getting at her, and she's never met in her entire life an average dude with his pick. So she understands that completely. She also looks around and seeing how many fat black women there are. So, yeah, this is the lies. These are the lies, fellas. Now, there was another video I've seen, and I'm going to go through a few of hers before I call it quits. All right.
So I was having a conversation with someone, and they were saying like, Lacey, you could be intimidating, and I was like, how can I be intimidating?
You did not have that conversation with anyone, at least not a man. So now we know that she's either a liar or she's a deceiver. She's a liar if she didn't have the conversation with anyone. She's a deceiver if she had the conversation with a woman, but led her audience to believe that she had this conversation with a man. Like she deliberately omitted that part.
To a man. And I was taken back by it because I don't really understand. It's the conversation always goes where I could see why he would be intimidated. Like the person who always says that never take ownership of they're the person that's actually intimidated. And I want to know why. Like, I feel like if somebody is presenting you their real self, their authentic self, and you find them attractive, how as a man can you feel like they're intimidating? Because don't you want somebody that's upfront? Don't you want somebody that's on their square? Don't you want somebody that can communicate? Don't you want to know how that person?
These women are stupid. How about instead of for complaining that men don't want what you tell them to want, like, don't you want this? Listen, why don't you listen to what we want and give it to us? Oh, I get it because you're stupid. Like, I don't get it. Don't you want that? Everybody here, go to work and tell your boss what you really feel about him or her. And then after you get fired, you say, I don't get it. Don't you want a person that speaks their mind? You'll say, no, I want a person that does their job. That's why I'm firing you. You should have asked what I wanted as opposed to doing stuff and then saying that you should want it.
Feels, so you can adapt and change and grow and be your best self with that person. Like, I feel like it's a
They look at you as children. They look at you as children. They try to grow you instead of for support you. Instead of for being a helpmate, they try to grow you. And I'm not talking about like grow you in the way a woman should grow a man, like, aid him in growing his empire. No, 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 no. They try to grow you like in a personality sense. And really, they're not even trying to grow you. They're just trying to get you to put up with their crap under the guise of, I'm making you better. They do that when they're parenting. There's no growth in, working you like a slave with no allowance as a child. I'm growing you. Now you really know how to wash dishes. It's like, yeah, cybersecurity, AI engineering, let's see, aviation engineer, uh, astronaut. Yeah, yeah. Washing dishes. Thanks for that, Mom. What a way to spend 10,000 hours of childhood. Like they never teach you the piano or something like that, or kung fu or anything. Like it's never something like that when they're growing their kids, right? It's always just, yes, I'm going to teach you how to mop my floors. Ever notice that? They're the same way in relationships. I'm going to grow you in a way that only benefits me.
man's job to know what kind of woman he needs to fit in his life. And if he's saying that, oh, that woman is intimidating,
He's not saying that. No man has said that to you. You're a liar. When outside of Tyler Perry movies do men walk up to women and say, hey, by the way, I'm intimidated by you. You mind getting on your knees for a while? Who does that? You mind getting on your knees from 14 to 17 minutes, please? Like, who, where's the, where are you, where is this guy? It's a lot of lies. You're selling your own fantasy. You fantasize about intimidating men, which are awesomeness, which are spectacular weave. You fantasize about intimidating men, and you are putting that fantasy off into TikTok.
I feel like it's something else there. And if I'm wrong, y'all
Yeah,
let
it's a
me know
lie. It
because
is
I
something
really
else.
want to know, like, what makes a man be like, oh, well, I feel you're intimidating because I'm intimidated by men all the time. I think that's natural. That means that I feel like I'm confident. That man is confident. I feel like that man is taking care of his business. I feel like that man knows who he is, and I'm attracted to people that are such. So even though I'm intimidated, I'm still gonna approach it as me. But I'm a woman. Y'all let me know. Let me know why y'all be saying women can be intimidated.
Once again, they live to be approached. Even though I'm intimidated, I'm still going to approach. So basically, she walks around thinking that men are intimidated by her, and she still wants them to approach. She's old as I don't know what, but she's old. And she's been approached a lot with no success. And she just wants to be approached some more. Because she don't have long-term designs because she understands that she is not of value to a man long term. So her life's thrill is to be approached as many times as possible. That's really why she's on TikTok, to watch her chat room and her inbox fill up.
Intimidating, but yet you never say you're intimidated by said woman. You'll always blame it on somebody else. I want to know. And happy Tuesday. Have a good day.
Wait a minute, did she just say you never say that you're intimidated by said woman when you just said that a man said he
But
was intimidated by you?
I'm
That's how we know you're lying.
a woman. Y'all let me know. Let me know why y'all be saying women can be intimidating, but yet you never say you're intimidated by said woman. You'll always blame it on somebody else. I want to know.
Okay, but somebody said that they were intimidated by you. Okay. You see the lies? All right. So let me read some of your comments. Somebody said, and they live to even, um, and they live even more to reject. Well, the thing is that they reject so they can have more men approach. You see, if they were to accept in any way, then they leave themselves vulnerable to rejection. So, for example, a guy approaches her, asks her for a number. If she rejects him, then she gets that thrill of rejection. If she gives the number, then he has an opportunity to reject her. Her goal in life is to reject, not be rejected. So she is going to be careful of who she gives that opportunity to, meaning that she has a very low success ratio. She don't want to give her number to a man and then he don't call, because that feeling of hurt and pain is just unbearable to somebody who looks at life through a lens of rejection, not rejection. Not including the weight or attitude, they already disqualify themselves. So basically, on weight alone, we have an estimated 1.6 million compared to 19 million adult black men. And then if you just say half, even though it's probably more, but if you just say half of them have a poor attitude, then you are looking at 800,000. And then if you take away the single moms, y'all get where I'm going with this. So, um, I could say this definitively. There is less than a million breedable black women with no kids and that are not fat in America right now. I'm going to repeat that. There is less than 1 million breedable black women that are not overweight with no kids in America right now. So, if you are a loyal, foundational Black American, if you want some Dr. Umar stuff, then you are going to join 19 million Black men who are looking for that less than 1 million, significantly less. And we're not even going to talk about the ones who are already married and stuff. Get it? Got it? Good.
Okay, yeah, I need a little help. So tell me the difference between a woman.
What's the same difference between dumb and stupid?
If y'all could
That's
take
the difference. Kind of like two countries can have their own culture and religion, but it's not a combat until that turns into a WAR. The fact that you asked this question is kind of stupid. What's okay? I don't really. You don't know the difference between being combative and having an opinion. That's low. That's just dumb. I mean, it's kind of like in the thing. Well, combat is the difference.
a few moments out your time as a male or a man
Yeah, she had to catch herself. Her feminism was showing.
to tell me what is the difference between a woman being combative and having her own difference of opinion? Because I need to know that. I do. Y'all help me.
I
Happy
just did.
Tuesday. Okay, y'all, I need a little help. So tell me the difference between a woman. You know what's so funny? Like me always talk about not wanting a promiscuous woman.
Okay, there's a difference between a promiscuous woman and a woman with kids. I, there's a huge difference. But let's continue.
Me, let me speak for me. I don't want to walk into a room with minds, and every woman in the room that had minds. Hard pass. Hard pass. They're like, well, they say, how you gonna know? You can know by the reaction of the women in the room. And some of y'all are embarrassed. Some of y'all are really out here with no business showing off what you do not have.
Huh?
It's embarrassing. So y'all quit making it seem like it's only women that can be promiscuous and the value gets dropped to zero. Cause the way y'all men out here, some of y'all men out here moving, y'all not worth two nipples rubbed together. And that just happened with my friend when we went out this past weekend. And like I say, it's embarrassing. You know what's so funny? Like,
Okay. It sounds like you slept with your friend's dude, and she's embarrassed by that. And for whatever reason, you need to express that to men. I have no idea what to make of that. That's just dumb talk. And the title has nothing to do with what was just said. Money don't make a man valuable. Character and discipline does. Nothing in your video had anything to do with money. So apparently, if I could just like figure out what happened here, it seemed like a man with money smashed you and your friend. To him. And it seems like you're saying, Oh, you ain't valuable. Well, he was valuable enough to put that penis in your mouth. Penis. He was valuable enough for that, but this is after the fact. This is after the swallow. You're like, oh yeah, well you're not that handsome. Yeah, exactly. Listen, I did that when I was young. Tried to get out of the chick, get shot down. I was like, yeah, you ain't that hot anyway. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is, and yeah, he is. Get over it. You got pumped and dumped by a high value man, and now it's your friend's turn.
How do y'all view first impressions? I know the internet kind of got us stuck to where we're way more confident behind the keyboard and computer screen than we are in person. I'm starting to realize like people aren't showing up as their authentic self. Like you have to be able to engage and continue the conversation and communication when you get in person. Because like a person like me that has like good discernment, like I can see it. I can see right through it. And I don't expect perfection from anybody. I just want you to just be yourself, to be confident in yourself. And I'm starting to realize that that is harder to find than anything else. And can y'all tell me why? Can y'all tell me why? Because I don't know. Y'all have a good day. Happy Wednesday. How do y'all view?
Okay, it seems like more I'm not getting hollered at enough talk. You need to be more confident in real life, and because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for confidence. Look at my titties. I'm looking for confidence in real life. Be more confident. That's what I'm hoping for. Come to me with your confidence, because I love shooting down confident men. Yeah. Okay. Oh, look at this one. I'm a social person. I travel. Holy crap! Travel is the new flex. Travel is the new like bedrooms, or it's the new European automobile, or it's the new Italian leather. It's the new status thing. I travel. Okay. In the large scheme of things, that really, really, really means nothing as far as relationship eligibility goes. It, it means that a couple of weeks out of the year, you are away. That's what that means. How's that valuable to someone who's looking for a long-term stable relationship? Like men or women, it's not really a thing. Like I go away from time to time. And if you are fortunate enough to travel like regularly, like like every month you're in a different country type deal, then it's really not relationship credibility. It's because you're never in one place. You're not stable in the place. I'm a social person. I travel and like to meet people. As in older men, it's what I came up doing. I understand the importance of first impression. The mannerisms, the subtle nuances, and facial expressions are as important as the words to me when meeting people. Yeah. Okay. That was. I don't know if that was a shot shoot or whatever.
Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. I just wanted to let y'all know I have a new story time that I'm about to drop. So, hope y'all enjoy it. Y'all give me some feedback. Let me know so I can grow. Okay? Hey y'all. You want me to tell you what's so funny is me and I always say women don't be accountable. So let me give you a little story time. Me and my accountability story. So when I got married,
Hmm.
me and my husband, we both was in the world. We both was out, we both was in the world. We was not Christ like at all. We wasn't even thinking about church, none of that. We thought we loved each other and we gave each other the best of our ability of which we had at the time. And then my dad had got sick. And at that time I was going through some financial hardships with my business. And we all have that moment to where we humble ourselves and we break down and we surrender, right? So I started going to church. I gave my life to Christ, and because it was something that I wanted to do. Now, when I went back to my ex-husband, was like, "Hey, I think we should do this together." He was like, "No, that's something you want to do. I ain't really trying to do all that. I'm not trying to go to church. I'm not trying to do XYZ." Right? So like month after month, as I started going to church, like going to Bible study, and I started getting into the Word, like I'm reading all of these scriptures as with this new lens, and I'm coming back to him, and I was just like, well, it's just saying, it's supposed to be God, then the husband, and and then me as the wife, I'm supposed to be XYZ, and he was like, I don't really care what them people. He was like, hey, I keep telling you, um, I don't have no problem with you going, but all that trying to get me to go, I ain't even trying to do all that, right? So maybe like a year or two after this, um, I finally get him to go to like a service. And when he goes to the service,
Okay. I hope that church didn't cause y'all to get divorced. Ah,
for some reason, men think that only women are at church. At the time, I was going to IBOC, I believe, and
don't care.
he didn't realize like how many men actually be at church, like single men. He was like, so it kind of opened up his eyes. So maybe like for maybe 6 weeks or so, he had started going. But football wins in his eyes, so he kind of fizzled out. So maybe like after the third year or so, we had got to the point to where I was telling him that I couldn't continue to be in the marriage because I was no longer equally yoked. Now that was a term of which I understand what that means now, but I did not know what that mean before. And
Yep. As I suspected, she used the church to divorce her husband. Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Well, actually, I want y'all to come to this conclusion. Why did she mention all the single men in church? Oh, somebody said it. Why did she mention all the single men at church? She either was banging somebody at church, or she's seen options and opportunities beyond her husband. She's like, ooh, there's a lot of single men here, and I'm married. Let me just get rid of this whole little marriage thing. I'm going to say equally yoked because it sounds like God. So I'm going to say equally yoked, and I'm going to divorce my husband, and then, all these single men will come my way. And they didn't. Well, they came her way, but they didn't stay. And now she's figuring out life, complaining about men.
although some relationships do last, even though they're harder to foot through, I really thought like I had enough. I thought he loved me enough to where he would be like, I'm with you, you with me, this is what it's take. And then like in my walk, like God was just blessing me. Like my business was flourishing. Like everything that I want was like coming, what I'm saying, coming to life. Even with him, like we didn't really have no problems. We didn't have no problem with adultery or cheating, and I mean with lying or like nothing. We really didn't. Like the man loved me, and then that's when I realized like I was his. I was.
The man loved me. Notice how she didn't say she loved him back or anything like that. Also, notice how we didn't really have any problem with cheating or lying. She kind of switched that up, but nevertheless, the man loved me, and that's that. Wow.
Was his idol. Like he loved me more than he loved anything else. And for some women, that's
Yeah, that's who you divorce because equally yoked.
cool. But the more I got into my faith in the word, I realized that that wasn't going to be good because there was no way that I was going to be able to um hold that position. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I didn't realize it was that important to me before, but now it's like how can you not like? Because it's gonna be some things, some hardships that you're gonna face to where another person can't help you, and I know that, and I couldn't be his God. And I just say that because even though I asked for a divorce, and that's something that I did, why y'all always be like, you had a husband. Yeah, but I didn't have one that was able to submit to God. And it was unfortunate
You're supposed to submit to him.
because I believe we would have had a very, very prosperous life. Although it was, but just
Yeah, I mean, you would have had a very prosperous life if he would have knelt before who you told him to kneel before. Like, who's leading that relationship, really?
the amount that it would have been if he would have just got with the program.
If he would have just got with the holy crap, holy crap.
And it's a good program. Even if it was a bad program, it was an excellent program to be under submission of God. But anyway, happy Monday.
You were supposed to be under his submission. Jesus, this is.
I hope y'all have a good day.
I know you love me more than me. Y'all telling me you'd rather be single than have this kind of love? Oh, okay. If you're asking if a man would rather be single with than be with you, then yes. It's amazing. She found out the hard way. She went to church. She's seen like, ooh, there's a lot of men's here, and I'm the only slim woman because she's black, and this is likely a black church, and there's black women in it. So she just seen it as an opportunity. Now, how much I want to bet that she dated either non-believers or non-church men since her divorce. I divorced her because of no, you divorced him because you felt other opportunities. His looks probably diminished, or his income probably remained stagnant, dropped, or didn't raise at the rate that you wanted it to raise.
I have a question.
Okay, we
Statistically,
already came. We already did this one.
the ratio. So I've been seeing a video going around with the girl before and after picture. And they were like, oh, well, the first guy was like, if you gonna get. So he was like, she looked nice. She did look nice. I'm sure y'all didn't see the video. She did look nice.
I don't
And
know what you're
then,
talking
like,
about.
later on yesterday, I had saw somebody else and they was like, see, this is the sorcery that I'm talking about. Y'all be selling us a dream and then end up being a nightmare. Because when this man, he done thought he done met this beautiful woman and they have children, and the children gonna come out looking like the old version, not the new version. And that's why I be minding my business. You hear me? That's why I stay out the internet.
I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't talking about me. I be minding my business and I stay out the internet, and you say that while talking about something that you've seen on the internet. That's not your business. Ah,
Business, y'all don't really hear me make no comments. But for that guy, I hope
all I heard was you making comments. It's weird. Okay.
this message finds you. You could also have a baby, and your child can come out looking like your great aunt Esther. That might not be so attractive either, because genetics work real, real, real.
Okay. This is stupid talk. Let's
I
let's
just
go
got
to
one
the next
question,
one.
then I'm gonna leave y'all alone. When y'all be saying y'all coaches and relationship uh, leaders and
Are you talking to men or women? dating coaches.
What who who what kind of certification do you have to get? Like, do you have a license? I just got one question there.
That was a waste of 30 seconds. All right, let me see. Oh, okay, here's one. Why haven't I got picked by average men? Okay, let's see.
Okay, so here, let's get down to the meat of the bone. Y'all keep asking me, why you single? Why ain't nobody picked you up? Let me tell you why ain't nobody picked me up.
No one asked that. No one I know who is in reasonable range of my own intelligence would ask that question. The answer is obvious.
Because I'm honest. I'm telling you exactly what I need, how I need it. I'm showing you who I am transparently.
Wow. Even though you're answering a question that I didn't ask, you still made yourself look bad. So you command. I tell you what I need and how I need it. Yeah, that's men love that. Men love women who command you. Like I need this. 12 inches. Yeah, we love women who lead with commands. Okay, let's continue.
I'm telling you what I'm giving, not what I'm asking for. That's why. See, the thing of it
And
is,
you just contradicted yourself. Okay, let's look at this again. Let's look at this again. Because she said,
so here, let's get down to the meat of the bone.
I tell you what I need. And then she said, I tell you what I offer, not what I need. Listen, because I want to make sure I heard that right.
Y'all keep asking me, why you single? Why ain't nobody picked you up? Let me tell you why ain't nobody picked me up. Because I'm honest. I'm telling you exactly what I need, how I need it. I'm showing you who I am transparently. I'm telling you what I'm giving, not what I'm asking for.
I tell you what I need. Then you go around and say, I tell you what I'm giving, not what I'm asking for. But you just said that you tell them what you need, which is asking for. The problem is that your box isn't good enough for men to put up with this crap. It's not. There exist women where you turn off your brain while they talk and wait for their clothes to come off. And guys are there are many guys, not excluding myself, who would be happy doing this for a very long time. Um, However, with her, she's simply not hot enough for that.
That's why. See, the thing of it is most women are out here saying, give me, give me, give me. I'm not saying that.
You just said what you need.
I'm saying this is me, this is me, this is me.
You just said you have no problem telling a man what you need. So, I mean, in addition to everything else, you lie a lot. You lie to yourself and you lie to others, and you believe the lies that you tell yourself. You actually believe that that's why you left your husband.
Totally different conversation. I'm being transparent with you. I'm being honest with you. I'm being open with you. Most women aren't doing that. And if they are, they're asking for money. Number one thing I don't do is talk about money. I told y'all I don't need it. My riches are in heaven. I say that all the time. I even offer. I extend gifts of gratitude, of resources. They come and they go. I've always had access to resources. Don't really care about yours. Hopefully you won't care about mine. And at the end of the day, y'all keep saying, why?
Translation: I want broke men to apply as well. I get satisfaction from rejecting broke men as well as men with wealth.
Does she not have a man? Because the average man knows that if they do step into my circumference, they got to come all the way together. I told y'all that hold me accountable. And if I want you to hold me accountable, that means you got to hold yourself accountable. Most people aren't willing to do that. They ain't ready for that. And it's okay. So to keep asking me, why am I single? I'm single because the average man, although he might say he's ready, he knows exactly what it actually means.
I don't know what in the hell that you're talking about. If you're gonna step into my circle, you got to be ready to critique me, because which means that you also have to be ready to critique yourself. No, what you mean to say is that you have to be willing to put up with my critiques of you and understand that I just like critiquing you. I don't know you, but there's something about you that I can critique, and I will. And that's another reason why she's inviting broke men to come into her circle, because there's more opportunities for critiques.
So we all like to be challenged, but we like to be challenged on our own time. See, when you meet a woman like me, your expectations, they kind of go up whether you want them to or not, because mine's do. I'm going to elevate the man that I marry.
Elevate him in what way? I mean, you just said money isn't important, so elevate him in what way? I'm curious about that. She really don't. If I were to ask her that, she wouldn't have an answer to that question, or it'd be some personality crap.
And not everybody's ready for elevation. Some people are still getting their shit together, and there's nothing wrong with that, too. So quit asking me
Yep, but money isn't an issue.
why nobody has scooped me up, because they getting ready, and so should you.
Okay, nobody has scooped you up for the same reason that nobody goes to a public park and scoop up somebody else's dog crap. That's why.
I think some men are just lustful. I think a woman can wear whatever she want to wear, and a man, if he's lustful, he's gonna see something inappropriate with what she got on. And you want to know, like, what you mean? Like, some women are naturally shapely, right? So even if that same woman can cover her from head to toe, a lustful man will still be able to distinguish what that woman looks like, because he undresses her with his eyes. So when we have the conversation of what is appropriate for a woman as far as dressing, I always look at the person, because in my mind I always feel like there's something deeper there.
Now remember, this is that good church woman that left her husband because he wasn't godly enough. Y'all remember that, right? And now it's all about I should be able to slut walk everywhere I wish to go. This is what happens when a person can lie to themselves and tell themselves that they're lying. That tell themselves that that lie is truth. She tells herself that she's a good Christian woman, but she walks around like a slut and challenges anybody who says that she shouldn't. Are men lustful creatures? Yes. What does that have to do with appropriate attire?
Because I can look at a man and not be lustful. I see men in sweatpants all the time, but that doesn't mean my eyes don't gauge toward their private areas, or it doesn't gauge to be like, is he?
Men and women are different. I mean, you have to be like at least 45 years old and you still haven't figured out that.
Fit or what his chest looks like because I'm not a lustful person. And I know that I deal with a lot of people that aren't lustful people. So when men approach me and they zero in on what I wear or mainly what I wear and the way that it looks and the way that it fits my body, um, I know that lust is something that they haven't, you know what I'm saying, conquered yet because
The men that conquer lust have nothing to do with you. And once again, she lives for the rejection. She Men approach me, and I know that they're lustful, so that's why you reject them. Oh, okay, okay.
I might be wrong, but y'all let me know. Now I understand the women who dress very revealing or provocative and things like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the average everyday woman who cares about her appearance to where she wears nice fitted clothes. It doesn't have to be super tight or super short or super anything.
Okay, I have no idea what
Just
you're talking about.
hey y'all.
She, I understand promiscuity, but what I feel is average, others feel is promiscuous. So, okay, people draw lines at different places. We get it. It's shouldn't be that confusing to you.
Happy Wednesday. I just want to let y'all know I haven't. You want me to tell you what's so funny is me, I always say women don't be accountable. So one of the things I miss the most about being married is the flex of being married,
Holy
right?
crap!
So I was in my 30s when I got married. So when I used to go out into the club or whatever, people used to walk up, like men used to walk up to me. And
Told you. I told you like 45 or higher. When she say past tense, I was in my 30s, which means she's out of her 30s.
they used to be like, "Oh hey, how you doing?" I used to be, and I've always been a person who spoke. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we know.
Um, they used to be like, "Are you single?" And I used to be like, "Do I look like the kind of woman who would be single?" And then I throw my hand up, and they'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Yep, I told y'all. Black women are very predictable because of the groupthink that they have. They live for rejection. She just talked about how much she loved doing that. I love the flex. She lived for that moment. She misses that moment. She missed being able to pull that ring out and say, "Do I look like I'm single?" Well, you look the same way you do now.
Well, okay. Well, do your man let you have friends? I'd be like, absolutely not. I was like, oh yeah, my husband don't do any kind of sharing. We don't share over here. He'd be like, oh, so your man don't let you have friends? And I used to be like,
She is reliving this rejection. I tell you, they feed off of it like sinners, vampires. They just feed off of it. Hi, Sammy. They just feed off of it. Like Walking Dead. They just like it's brains. Like they feed off of that.
absolutely not. And I used to love the banter between men that's trying to get their way with a married woman.
Oh, oh. I am a prophet, just so y'all know. I am a prophet. I hope y'all taking notes because game dudes will have y'all just feeding these broads over and over and over again. It's just making the situation worse. Y'all just like the old people in the park feeding the pigeons. If you listen to game dudes, their ego is just out of control and unchecked. She's describing how she just fed off of this dude. She said, I'm married, and he still just kept pushing. And she's just like absorbing, like Superman in the sun, just absorbing the radiation of it.
Woman, because I always would step back and be like, if I was your wife, would you want me to have friends with men? They used to be like, no. And I said, I'm somebody's wife that they can be proud of, that she can go out into the world and the respect is always going to be given. And 10 out of 10 times, that man will always dap me up, tell me um, he appreciated it. Just the kind of banter and the respect that I would give my ex-husband in his absence. And I miss that.
And you left your ex-husband for God. I want to point out that she ain't got no damn hair. And this is how you know that they're not really serious about relationships, because you ain't got no damn hair. You have no hair. Now you walk around with a cheap weave or wig on in all your other videos, but if you're with somebody, they're eventually going to see that you don't have any damn hair, which is why you never let it go that far, which is why you live off of the initial interaction. You feed off of that because that's really all you're going to get from a guy.
I miss that because now when they say, are you single? I can do two things. I can lie or I can be honest and have to suffer through whatever is about to come next. Because I'm always kind, I'm always meek. I don't ever just be mean to people because I can. You know what I'm saying? So um, I miss having that on my finger. So I could be like, my man, my man, my man. You hear me? Because respectfully, that's a flex. It is.
Ah, when she said it was a flex, I thought that she meant that she could flex over single women. I did not for a million years think that she would be flexing on on single men. Live for the rejection. I'm thinking about a time I got rejected by a married woman, and one thing I didn't do was stand around and keep trying to shoot my shot because I don't mess with married women. So that's pretty much the end of the conversation. Like, oh, you're married? I mean, but even still, even just the fact that she would tell me that means that she's not interested. So that's just my cue to walk away. The time I'm thinking about was I was in DC um, at a club there, and the black clubs there are huge in comparison to the Bay Area. And walked up to a chick standing there by herself, and was talking to her. She was giving choosing signals during the conversation, but she was older than me. She was 30, and I was in my 20s when this happened. And some dudes came up, and I turned around because I didn't know who the dudes was, and she whispered in my ear. She said, "These are my husband's friends. I'm gonna talk to you later." I just walked away. Like, what do you do? Like, you know, you're you're a married woman in a club by yourself, and apparently his friends spotted you. I'm like, I just walk away like a normal human being. But I guess if you listen to game dudes enough, you just keep pushing. What your husband got to do with me?
Hey, y'all. So before I go to sleep, like, I really have some thoughts.
See, no damn hair. Like, you're not hiding anything with this big bow up top of the syrup woman bonnet. or whatever they call that. Like you're not hiding anything under under this mammy tie up. You ain't got no damn hair.
I really got some things on my mind about this following, about this TikTok thing that I'm doing. Maybe I am doing it, but everybody who say like you shouldn't come here to this, that, and the third. But I really want y'all to know, like, I'm a very smart person. So I didn't come on here thinking that I was going to find my husband off TikTok. I did not think that. I really came on this platform thinking
You're not looking for a husband. You're not looking for a husband. If you did, you'd have hair. You are not looking for a husband. You're looking for men to reject.
I was going to be received like a auntie, a cousin, a little sister, just like a female in your family that you care for, that, like you try to encourage, because I have not went out into the world, and I do not go to bars, and I do not go to restaurants. I do go to restaurants, but I don't go to places to where I meet people. So I really thought that this
Didn't you say it was a bunch of single guys at church?
TikTok thing was like a really safe place for me to engage with people from different places outside of Dallas, Texas, to where I can learn and I can grow from. And I want y'all to know that I'm very, very smart and I'm very, very intelligent. And I feel
Yeah, smart people always have to tell people that they're smart.
like sometimes when I get some of these messages or I get some of these comments and I get some of these replies, I really feel like that y'all think that I'm slow for real.
We
But
do
I'm
think
not.
that.
I promise you I'm not slow.
Yeah, that's for us to judge. That's for us to judge. I mean, Kevin Hart could say, "Yeah, I'm not tall, or I'm not short. I promise you, I'm not." It's like, well, that's for us to judge.
Um and for that, like I just rather want the encouragement. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm thinking wrong, if I'm
Yes, no. What you're describing is not encouragement; it's direction. You don't know the difference because you're slow. But nevertheless, I mean, what you want is not the encouragement. You just want people to feed your ego.
saying something, like help me grow as a woman.
Holy crap!
Don't receive my information as I'm your woman, because I'm nobody's woman.
And nor will you ever be.
I am a single female.
Yes,
So I think if everybody bags up and takes
I love it when people say "bag up." I love it when people say "bag up." Um, it's that's like the funniest thing. And have I said it? Yes. When I was very young, because so many adults say it that that just comes into your vocabulary. Um, Bag up. But if you ever break down that phrase, it's like, wait, why do people say that? So I'm assuming that there's a place with an accent and they replace the word back with bag often, and it just kind of spread as it relates to the word up, like through songs. Girl, you look good. Better bag that thing up. Like, like, yeah, bag up. Okay.
take what I'm saying into consideration, I think like y'all can really help me. Like I don't need nobody to come save me. I don't need that. Like I'm literally waiting on
Y'all can help me, but I don't need anyone to come save me. Slow. I'm gonna repeat this for you, just so y'all can understand, so y'all can hear women like this through my ears.
I am a single female. So I think if everybody bags up and takes take what I'm saying into consideration, I think like y'all can really help me. Like I don't need nobody to come save me. I don't I'm that's not I don't
Women like this look an utter fool. And that's why she is so happy to have TikTok and the opportunity for to have a voice. Because I can tell you that all throughout childhood, she didn't have a voice because her parent silenced her all the time. And the reason that her mom and or dad silenced her all the time is because they knew she was going to say something stupid. So they were protecting her from humiliating herself. Like, shh, it's not your turn to talk. I stopped talking. Like she's went because she's in her 40s now, maybe even 50s, and she never really wise past that. So, and we can only assume that she was stupider at 5 through 18. Like it never really stopped. It just she was constantly being shushed as she should be. Like that shushing was to protect her, but when she emancipated herself, she just now the stupidity is free, and now she gets to talk, and now she could say stuff like, I just want you to help me. I don't want to be saved. Okay.
Need that. Like I'm literally waiting on God. I'm not moving until God moves me. But I do like to come share. Like y'all be having like some good.
Stupid. I'm not moving till God moves me. Stupid.
Good information and some good energy. And I know I don't want to be the bearer of bad news or sound foul or any kind of way. Like, and if y'all want to leave, it's okay. It's okay. But I really want y'all to look at it totally different than how you looking at it. If you like something that I say, good. Cause I know I'm not the only woman in the world that thinks like I do. Maybe I'm the only one that's saying what I'm saying. Maybe I'm not. Cause y'all
You're not the only woman in the world that thinks like you do. Far from it.
I be saying yeah, it's a bunch of people saying the same thing. But I know I'm different. So anything I say, go back through any one of my videos, and y'all see if I ever lie on my words. I don't.
You do all the time, and I pointed that out.
I don't lie on my words. Y'all can cross reference every single video that I.
Okay, the on my words part of that phrase is very redundant. I don't lie on my words. What do you lie on? Like, I mean, like, even if it's through text or verbally, it's still words. I don't know of a way to lie other than with words. Slow.
made.
Yeah, she got shushed a lot. Because I could picture my daughter saying stuff like, I don't lie on my words. Like, honey, this is a doll. Go put it in the doll house. Type deal.
You gotta know, like I come from a good place. I come from the heart. I'm not here to. I'm not imitating anything. I'm 100% authentically me. And I know that was a lot. But good night, y'all.
Everybody is themselves. She says a lot of stuff that really don't amount to anything.
So do y'all like?
Oh, wow. Pick this cotton, pick this cotton. Work ain't me, yo. Work ain't me, yo. Say to pick this cotton. Wow. Okay. Holy crap. Look at the title. And before the sisterhood comes at me for my spiritual just now, this has nothing to do with her skin tone. This has everything to do with her hair. And it's not that it's 4C. No matter what texture your hair comes in, it still requires grooming. If it was, you know, picked like a proper afro, that would be one thing. But it looked like she just put a wet shirt around the top of her head and snatched it off and said it's done.
My big forehead. Cause y'all know I'm Ethiopian.
You're not Ethiopian. You're not Ethiopian. Doing a 23andMe and finding a splish splash of Ethiopian in you does not make you Ethiopian. I know what they look like. I know what an Ethiopian woman looks like, and they look better than you. You are not Ethiopian.
Cause you don't need to like big forehead. Cause I got and that be helpful. Cause yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I didn't read the whole title. Are there still any men that like dark skinned women, dark skinned chocolate women with big foreheads and nappy hair? Oh, okay. All right. Well, you're waiting for God to send them to you, right? I mean, once again, just want to get hollered at.
So I'm a woman that thrives on account.
Okay. And here we go. All right. Let's see this because it's funny because like when you look at the dates here, November 8th. Okay, so some time passed. Even though the video is like one video apart, some time passed. I'm like, wow, they changed hairdos quick.
So I'm a woman that thrives on accountability. Y'all always hear me say that. So on this good Saturday, I want to come on this app and say this to every man that has been in a relationship that did not work out, and it was not your fault. I want to apologize for all the women that did not give y'all grace. I want to apologize for all the women that minimized everything that you did for.
Why in the world are you apologizing for that? Oh, some more guys that hit you up because they like, oh, you understand, blah 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 blah. Let's get together and I bury my teary eyes in your titties and blah blah blah. Yeah.
her and with her and for her. I want to apologize. I also want to apologize for not being accountable um, when we were wrong. I want to apologize. Sometimes
Wow.
having the ability to sit with yourself is more important than explaining to somebody else why you don't like what you like. I also want to apologize that when our grandmothers and our mothers told us not to depend on a man, that we took it to heart and we didn't ask more questions. I want to apologize for that too. I also want to apologize that when we were put in these high places with high salaries, that we weren't able to humble
Holy
ourselves. I want to
crap. This is
apologize for that too.
gold.
And for that, there's so many more apologies that not only me but other women need to give y'all. I hear
This is
so much
gold.
rhetoric about, oh, the women are this or the women are that. I do stand to know that y'all got messed around too.
This
And
is gold.
accountability needs to be taken on the female's part too. So on behalf of every woman that would not apologize and would not hold herself accountable, I am apologizing.
This is gold.
So
Oh, this
hopefully
is
you feel like go now.
spectacular. This is
Y'all happy Saturday. Have a
spectacular. Yeah,
great
happy
day.
Saturday. Come on, come on. End this. All
So
right.
I'm a woman that thrives on accountability.
Oh, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Holy crap. Thank you. You're right. God do just give you stuff. Wow. I am I am so I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. Shout out to Chantel. She just showed like one snippet of a video, and I'm like, let me explore this, bro. Wow. Okay. We are definitely going to get into this one. Uh, nice tits. Credit what credit's due. Nice tits. Okay. November 8th, 2025. Man, I apologize and I'm accountable. Let's see what's happened since the apology, shall we? Is she dressing appropriate or are you just lustful? Why haven't I got picked by an average man? Yeah. Okay. We see where this is going. So this was before the apology. Let's see. Oh, this is 2025. Okay, let's see after the apology. Let's see what happened after the apology. Okay. So thank you to all the non-black men that commented on my post. Now, can you tell me why I'm not being a pro? Holy crap! I swear these women are addicted to approaches. Single after 40. Okay, I want to see stuff after the apology because I want to see if it's genuine or did she actually change. So let's see the stuff after the apology. Okay, so I guess when it don't have the year, when it don't have the year, that means it's this year. I'm assuming. So let me click this one.
So I was having a conversation with someone, and they were saying, like, Lacey, you could be intimidating, and I was like,
Yeah. Okay, so this happened after the apology. This happened last month, and you could tell by the dates on the comments. So yeah, this happened last month. Let's see. Let's see how sincere her apology was.
how can I be intimidating to a man? And I was taken back by it because I don't really understand. It's the conversation always goes where I could see why he would be intimidated. Like the person who always says that never take ownership of they're the person that's actually intimidating.
Yep. So all that accountability was just lip service. It was just lip service. But boobies. Let's see. Let's see what else happened since the apology. Let's see. It's funny because they come to our spaces and like, yeah, I know that we're crap, and I'm going to pretend to be accountable. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I've seen this one. I'm not feminist, but hold on.
Okay, so
Okay, don't know what happened here. Oh, that's one of those times where you click it and then the wrong thing show up.
my husband gonna
Ah man, this is I hate it when TikTok does this. Okay, let me refresh. Let me read some of your comments. But yeah, this is spectacular. They they do the whole reach back thing. I'm telling you, fellas, they are desperate. I want y'all to know exactly how desperate women, particularly black women, are for your approaches. This is so you're not just giving it up freely. Just like men are desperate for that box, so women, reduce access to it. We need to understand that they are desperate for your approach, and we should reduce access. All right, let's see some of your comments. She need to apologize for hard wigs. Yeah. Somebody said trust no Keisha. Truth. Apologies for attention. Wow, that's slick. Well, it's holy crap. It's she's not just apologizing for attention. Um, she's apologizing um for approaches. Here, let me show you what I mean. I swear, it's a new type of thirst trap. When you're over 40, you can't thirst trap the way you used to visually. So you have to do other stuff. Case in point, look at the number of likes here. I apologize. Versus here, 69. Why I like older men. You see what's going on here. Now, this is her trying to appeal to a demographic, what she feels to be an underserved demographic. Why I like older men. Bitch, you're in your 40s.
Since we just airing out stuff, let me go on the 360. The reason why I don't date men in their 30s or men that are younger than me is because, like, I'm looking to be led and I'm looking for wisdom. I'm looking for
You're not looking to be led.
experience. I'm looking for someone that's not still trying to figure it out. And I mean, big ups to the fellas that who have their shit together. There are some beautiful young ladies around your same age or a little younger that you'll be able to cultivate and grow with. It's just I'm an old soul, and because of that, uh, I'm not having any babies.
And there you have it. So, really, a very large portion of your value to men is completely gone. Is completely gone.
No, like, and I really like men whose children are grown or about to be grown and are transitioning because I don't have any kids, so I like flexibility, um, and I like to be led, and I don't want to. I just want to love on you, and if I want to just love on you, like I feel like with a younger guy, I would have to do more teaching, and that's not what I want to do. I want to live my best life.
Okay, once again,
One thing I don't like about
this is her trying to cattle call a group of men.
being divorced is when people who have never been married meet you and you tell them that, they automatically assume that you.
Somebody says she has a lot of requirements. What is she offering? Just to love on him? If you're talking about SE triple X, she's not really offering that in any reasonable way because it turns into sandpaper and they randomly piss on you at that age. They piss on you when you sleep. They don't like to talk about it. Fortunately, one of the chicks, I think it was like Melissa Ford or something like that, spilled the beans or spilled the urine on perimenopause and all that stuff. And then, even Holly Berry, who's like 59 years old, she talks about it. And she admits that her vagina turned into sandpaper. And she's launching a campaign on lubing dry vag. So, in addition to no kids, in addition to no kids, what she's offering is Dry vag and urine. People think I'm smarter than I am. Um, I didn't know that until recently. I'm finding out just maybe like a few months before you found out, so don't feel bad. But yes, and that's because I really don't deal with women my own age. So yeah, I found that out. It's probably one of their okay. Um, I watch a show called Invincible, and spoiler alert. So leave if you don't watch the show and plan on watching it. This is from like last season. So, but spoiler alert. The Viltrumarts are like this very powerful, strong Superman like alien species, and they are unlike Superman. They are aggressive. They're looking to take over the universe. And all the other species in the universe, they're worried as they should be because they're on that ish. You know, they got their steroids going. They juiced up. And then one of them said there's only like 50 or so Viltrumites left in the entire galaxy. So people thought that it was like this whole planet full of them, like it's billions of them, but really it's only like 50. And he said this is our best kept secret. So apparently, women's best kept secret is that they pussy dries. Their best kept secret is that their vag dries up. Wait a minute. Y'all sound like y'all don't believe me. Y'all sound like y'all don't believe me. That oh no, GC, that's not a secret. You just didn't look for it. They haven't been hiding that. You just didn't look for it because you don't mess with women with older women. Like, oh really? Let me just Google something. I'm gonna see if Google caught up or is it still regurgitating these lies? When at what age is a woman's sexual peak? Ah, ah, yep, yep. 27 to 45. Lies! I said a lies. I said a lies. You see that? How come their sexual peak just so happen to be around the same age they pussy dry up? Fellas, I tell you, you've been had. You've been hoodwinked, led astray, run amok. Really? They have been telling us all these years that their sexual peak is when their pussy dries up. How come a man's sexual peak isn't in his Viagra days? It's 17 like a normal human being. Why? Because we're not lying about no crap like that. There are a bunch of 45-year-old men talking about I'm at my peak. I'm in my 40s, and if I told y'all that, it would be a damn lie. It would be because I remember being a teenager and there was no recoup time. There was no recoup. It was like machine gun. that didn't run out of bullets, didn't have to reload. There was no reload time. It just kept going. But women, lies, lies, I tell you. Basically, at this age, they stop they stop red taping the box. See, this is a marketing ploy. This is like, oh yeah, 20 somethings have youth and beauty, but I'm at my peak. You need to come to me because I'm at my peak. I'm at my peak. No, you're at your piss. You're at your piss. You are going to piss on me in my sleep. Are you going to wear a diaper? And every time I go in, I have to use Valvoline. Like, no. So, yes, if you didn't know that it dries up over time, you're not alone. This is their best kept secret. Ever notice how married men don't just start talking about a peak all of a sudden in a woman's late 30s, 40s? They never just mention a peak. Ask a guy if who married a woman in his 20s, just say, "Oh, all of a sudden out of nowhere there was a peak." All of a sudden out of nowhere there's a peak. You know, my wife used to, we used to get down like, once a month, but now when she turned 38, it turned into like 4 times a day. Ever notice that? You never hear about the married women, just going crazy on their husband at a certain age. But what you do hear about is the single woman bagging the thing up in the club, trying to, rekindle her youth. Yeah, she's more willing, but that's calculated. That's not nature. I appreciate the timetable on the P peak. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. To cut through the lies. Been a lot of lies told here. Appreciate the super chat. Someone said women's sex drive drops off in their 40s and 50s. So why does Google say that that the peak is in their 40s? Because they're lying. They're like Simba. They lying.
Have some kind of relationship with your ex. And that could be so far from the truth. Some people actually get a divorce and there's nothing. Nothing. There is no attachment. Like I didn't have any children with my ex-husband, so there aren't any kids. There isn't a dog. There's not a goldfish. There's not anything that we share. And unlike some people, when we divorce, I divorced his whole family. So there are no remembrance of that marriage inside when it comes to me. But for some reason, when you meet people, they automatically assume.
Somebody said, does oral increase as P weaker? Okay, understand. All right. It's psychologically their hormones is all over the place. Listen, I have friends that are my age that are married. None of them talk about an influx, and they all talk about a decrease. They all talk about a decrease. I mean, most divorces happen around that age.
Like you still have some possibility of getting back with your ex. And why is it? Is that really hard to believe? Like, have you never broke up with somebody and have no desire to get back with them? Or is that just my thinking again? Because y'all know I don't be knowing what to think sometimes. It just, yeah.
Yeah, not knowing what
Anyway,
to think is part of being stupid.
I ain't gonna lie. I hate being a daddy's girl. Whew.
You're in your 40s. You're not any type of girl.
Good morning. Happy Saturday. It's the top of the morning. And yes, I'm on my way to work, like always. But before I go in, I want to drop this. I'm going to pose this question for y'all today. So, yesterday, when I got out of work, I went to talk to my daddy. I went over there, we sat down, and I chopped it over him. And I was asking him some question. I was like, Daddy, like, what do you think? Like, I got my little page on the internet, and, I just be talking to men. And I just be, trying to get good feedback on, what I'm saying, how to be a better person.
I might say, what's the point of marrying this woman? She has nice titties. And men who don't really have access to many titties would marry her for that reason. Is that a reason to get married? No. But it's all she got. And the truth of the matter is, she knows it. That's why she's getting off on approaches as opposed to genuine interest. Because if you see her titties in approach, you're going to hear something like, oh, yes, I'm waiting for God to move me, or some crap like that. And she'll get her ego boost because she knows that once you suck on the nipples and you get tired of that, she has no use.
You know, how to be my best self. And I always ask them different questions about me. And I asked them, I was like, Daddy,
Wait a minute.
like
Somebody said
it's a
something.
it.
It's Langdon again. Landon. Okay. You would have to give women testosterone pills for them to have a peak at that age. I mean, you give a woman at any age testosterone pills, and it would have an effect. That's another thing. That's another thing. In order to get a decent sex drive from them, you actually have to shove a giant testosterone pill up their ass. And y'all don't believe me when I say that. It's a suppository. They shove it up their ass. Let me double check that. I think it was Vivica Fox that said it, but let me just double check if it is. Because once again, I that's not really my cohort. That's not really my age bracket that I'm looking in. So let's see. Our testosterone pills for women suppository. Okay, it says yes, some but not all testosterone treatments for women are compounded as oh, they don't shove it up here. Okay, so just so y'all know, I've never taken one of these. Thank God. For whatever reason, some medications is what's called suppositories, and for a man, that means that you shove it up your arse. I did not know that women put it in their vaginas. So holy crap! Oh, holy crap! I'm trying to keep. I'm trying to keep a straight face. So y'all ever get grossed out from seeing the tampon string? Okay, full disclosure. This story is gonna be nasty as hell, but I gotta tell it because okay. So in my 20s, I developed a kink that I didn't know existed. Um, and this kink was to have people watch um, as I and a woman do our thing. I like to be watched. I like to perform in doing so. And shortly after I discovered it, the partner who I was with, we used to go to this club all the time. This club is called the Power Exchange, and um, in order to not be completely gross and disgusting, they had black lights everywhere, so you can see the you can see the filth, the nastiness going on around. And I wanted to go. I told her one. She was like, "Well, you know, I'll let's just say get on my knees for you, but I don't want to go today because it's that time, and the black light is gonna make my string glow because it was her cycle, and they have that little string that come out of it, um, and she didn't want it to glow under the black light." And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say how that portion of the story ends, but in going there, in going there, and actually seeing that little string on other women, I'm like, hey, that is pretty damn nasty. That's pretty damn nasty. So imagine if that's a pill. Imagine if that is a dissolving pill that's oozing like Alka-Seltzer and shit coming out the pussy. Like, is that what's going on? Is that what's going on? Because I gotta say that glowing string was possibly some of the nastiest crap I've seen outside than just general fat broads. But like that was nasty. So now we're going to compound it with like a pill that is stuck up the cooter, and I'm assuming it fizzes. I don't know because I know it's supposed to dissolve. You don't just eat it with your vagina. I'm assuming that it just dissolves. So okay, okay, I'm all over the place here. The moral of the story is that at a certain age they start shoving pills up their pussy, and this shit's gross. That's the moral of the story. There was a lot of stories in one, but a lot of stuff runs through my brain very rapidly. And I think that that's the defense mechanism of not having to picture a woman with a pill purpose. Okay, let's continue.
But I was telling him like it's a lot of good men on my page, right? And even in saying that, like he made me realize, like he made me question like why I say that. And I was like, and what he was saying to me, he had some really good points. He was like, well, baby, if they really interested in you, like you say they interested in you, why don't they defend you? Why are you feeling like you have to
Wait, what?
defend yourself? if they're reaching out to you and they feel like and
Defend you
they're
from
saying that
what?
they're interested in you, like why aren't they the ones like saying something to the people who are saying things that are out of line? And you know what? I never thought about that. I guess I've been single for so long. Like I'm
Okay, so essentially what she's saying is she wants to turn the simps against the people who critique her, even though she says she's looking for critique and guidance. Okay,
used to feeling all the roles in my life and what I need because I don't have a choice, right? You're like, well, they see you not in a relationship, but no, I'm not going to be in a relationship, you know, with anybody. Like I've done that before. So I'm going to wait until God sends my husband to be in my presence. Um, and I got time for it. I want it right now,
you don't have time for it. You probably have a pill up your pussy right now.
but I do got time for it. So when we were talking yesterday, like that was a good question. So I do want to ask the people, like, so yes, sometimes I do reply back, but y'all gotta understand, like, it's not one time, it's multiple times. I pull people out from the comments into personal conversations like daily. There's like 20 people on this page where we started off rocky, and we talked through our issue, and then we have a clear understanding of what the disconnect was. Like, I feel like that's me still being a real raw authentic person that I am. So I know some people be like, why do you keep saying that? Because I really have a problem with disrespect. I really do. um and I don't even meet you with disrespect. Even when I do feel disrespected, I still think that I'm kind of meek. So I say all this to say this, y'all. Do y'all think it's necessary for me to reply?
What?
Like, if it was you, would you reply
What are you
if
talking about?
somebody came to something that you had and was speaking ill of you?
Okay, she's talking stupid. I don't know. Let's see what you're talking about in the chat room. What I observe is women do get sexually. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so full disclosure. So I see y'all talking about y'all stuck on this. Here's my policy. You do you. This is what I do. Um, and this is just because, quite frankly, and it could be because I'm in my 40s and I'm not 17. Um, Sex is by itself a nasty thing. Um, in the sense that, and part of the reason of like me not wanting it as much as I did in my teens and 20s, part of the reason is I've done it a lot, that's part, but another part is, quite frankly, it's messy. So, because I deal with younger women, there become instances where um, they have an extraordinary drive. And I kid you not, a lot of the times I'm thinking about my sheets and stuff like that. And I'm thinking about, I know that I'm going to be tired afterwards. And um, I don't want to sleep in the slime of it, to be quite frank. Um, and I probably won't have energy enough for a shower. So I do find myself often, when secure, and then that's a key point, when secure in a sexual relationship with someone, that I'll say stuff like, let's do it in the morning or let's do it tomorrow. Now, there are unsecure opportunities. Oh, and by the way, on the red light stuff, that's almost always a no go, especially in a secure setting. I just simply wait, knowing that it's going to be there when the time is up. So, and once again, it's because of the mess of it. It's a mess of it. It's disgusting. It gets on me, and it ruins your towels. Like if you put towels down, and I hope you do. Like, but it ruins everything. Like, I mean, God forbid that it seeps through the sheets because there's no getting it out. There's no getting that out once it gets into the mattress. So there's that reason. And yeah, it sounds, I guess, very like too adult to think of it that way, but when you're a kid, you don't. Or I should say, when you're young, you don't even think about stuff like that. But I think about that now. And one of the main things is the only time I really do that is when it's an opportunity that might not happen again because women are extraordinarily fickle. So, you know, um, you're dating a woman, and just because she's willing to take it there on Tuesday, that doesn't mean she's going to feel the same way on Wednesday. I think you all know by this point that women are not consistent if they're not invested. So you gotta get it while it's hot. In those instances, and it has happened, I did travel the red light district, absolutely. And y'all know what I mean by the red light district, not the actual physical red light district. So, yeah. Um, like I say, do what you want to do. No judgment. You know. I mean, I'm not gonna use your towels. So, yeah. Somebody says, wet wipes by the bed and present your load conveniently in her navel or small of her back. Okay. Well, here's the thing about me. I have a routine afterwards, and that routine consists of me running water through the condom, and then tying the condom in a knot at the end, and putting that knot in the toilet, putting it in the toilet and flushing it. And because I don't trust these bras. Yeah, exactly. Somebody said that blood gets in your bed, and you got to throw the whole mattress away. Um, yeah, pretty much. At least you feel that way as an adult, or as a as a more mature man, you feel that way. As a younger man, you just get like some extra sheets and cover it up. Uh, because your drive is so high that you're not thinking about the consequences or anything. You're not thinking about your mattress when that's going down when you're 17 and around that age. You're just not like stuff like that do not even occur like at all. You don't. I did a lot of stuff and I wasn't even thinking about it the way I think about it now. You know.
For no reason, or would you just let it fly?
Oh, this is
One, two. Um, hey y'all, so I just wanted to do a quick reply to the messages. So I appreciate everybody who posted, who commented on the post. I didn't know it was going to go that crazy, but thank you. And for the young gentleman who said, "Why does that matter? Um, does race matter?" No, I don't. I don't. I don't think it matters. But I guess for me, the the question that I had was mainly because online I get a lot of requests and people saying that they're interested in me and things like that. But like I said before, I live in Dallas, Texas, and when I'm out, and I'm always out, I never get approached by Caucasian men. And I was just wondering, like, is it like
What did I say in the beginning? See, it hurts being this wise. I feel like Yoda, but like taller and didn't get my ass kicked by Palpatine. Like I feel like Yoda. I feel like Yoda Miyagi. Cause like to be this wise, to be this damn wise, I really do. Didn't I say that swirling, divesting, all that is really just black women's ploy to get more men to holla at them? Didn't I tell y'all that? And here she is, like, well, how come y'all don't approach me? Please approach me. She is constantly looking for different demographics of men to holler at her. She's looking for more men to reject. And she's like, yeah, y'all do it in TikTok. Oh, look, she turned the comments off. Yeah, y'all do it in TikTok, but I need y'all to do it in person, please. Please, my ego depends on it. Look at my inner tits. You see this? Oh, black women. I swear.
something just for the internet? Is it something like in real life? And I was just wondering, um, is it a real connection or like infatuation? But from hearing from so many people, I appreciate it. I am very, 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 very appreciative to everybody who took the time out to post a comment, to say something, to uplift Black women, to celebrate Black women. And it was quite refreshing.
Holy crap.
It was. Um, just the positivity that came behind it because I didn't know what was going to happen from the post. But yeah, so I just have one question now.
What's your one question?
Where do I meet said Caucasian man
Holy crap.
other than the internet? Because I'm still not getting approached. See, one just walked by, didn't say a word.
What the fuck?
I don't know, but
This is what the wall is like. Well, this is actually my bad. This isn't the wall because the wall is when you stop counting the number of men that don't approach and you start counting the number of men that do approach because more men are approaching. Like pre-wall, more men are approaching than are not. So it's easier, like out of 10 men, to say, oh, three of them didn't approach, then seven of them did. It's easier to keep count that way. The wall is when that reverses. This is just arrogance. She walks around with her phone and tits out, hoping guys approach, saying, look, this guy didn't approach. Talk to me in the chat. I mean, because she is really helping me drive this point home. That approach is everything to them. I'm going to throw a number out there. So it's more or less than the number I'm about to put. I believe that 25 approaches is the equivalent, is the female equivalent to one nut. I'm going to repeat that. 25 approaches has the dopamine equivalent to one nut. It's the only way to explain that behavior. Look, this guy didn't approach me. Of course, she's from Dallas. It's a divestiture culture here. Listen, it's a divestiture culture everywhere. Black women are just desperate to get approached, and they have exhausted their black circle, so now they're looking for other circles. That's it. That's all. They've completely exhausted the black. Well, not completely, but they've largely exhausted. I mean, okay, so when you have approach addiction, I'm coining this term. When you have approach addiction, it means that you can't get satisfaction from one man. You need thousands of men to satisfy you throughout a lifetime, which means that you burn through men very quickly. She has burnt through black men. All the men that are going to approach, all the black men that are going to approach, have approached already. And now she's looking for another cohort of men to reject. Okay, someone says the set of ghetto gaggers because that's the only attention a woman like this is going to get. The thing about even with that, if you want, if a man wants to fulfill his gagger fantasy, he would have to first approach. Doesn't mean that she has to do it. It means that she wants these guys to approach her for the possibility of having it done. And then all she needs is 24 more, and then she'll have her dopamine hit. She'll have her nut.
Just to help y'all out, like, black men don't approach me. Try to give me the time of day either.
Ever notice how women like this tell stories about how when men approach her and then say that men don't approach her? See how full of crap they. Holy crap.
And I feel like I'm approachable, but I don't know. I don't know where I'm going wrong. So y'all help me. Have a good day. Hey.
Well, I could tell you where you're going wrong. You're completely insane, unruly, and you have a testosterone pill stuck in your pussy. You have no moisture, and you piss on people at night. So there's and no kids, like no ability to give them. So there's a lot. There's a lot that you have going wrong.
Okay, I got something to say. So y'all remember like a couple weeks ago, I was asking y'all like, men, have y'all ever dealt with a woman in menopause? And then y'all was trying to tell me I probably was already in
Yep.
menopause.
And there you have it. Yoda Miyagi. How come it's not playing? I'm clicking the button.
Because of my age. But I know I'm not. I went and got checked. My levels are normal, so no, I'm not. And then today, check this out. My client comes in, first time class. She's from Cleveland, I want to believe, Ohio, or something like that. And she was saying, yeah, I just relocated to Dallas. I was looking for somebody to do my hair. I came across your site, right? So let's get to the meat of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes on to say, she asked me, she was like, are you married? Because she was telling me her husband had passed away like a year and a half ago, and I was just like, oh, where, or, did you think about getting married again and this, that, and the third? And she was like, no. And she was like, she asked me, and I told her I had been separated for like 4 years, this, that, and the third. And then I asked her, I said, well, do you have any children? She said, yes, I have a 10-year-old. And I said, well, do you mind if I ask you how old you are? She said, 55. And then I said, what? She said, yes. And I said, so wait. I said, well, did you do IVF or anything like that? She said, no. She said, me and my husband, when we got together, he had older children and I didn't have any children. He just kept asking me, like, you don't want any kids, you don't want any kids. And I was like, no, you know, no. And then, so today, like my whole life, right, I've always been the person who said I didn't want children. And that's because my family is very, very dysfunctional. And
Ha!
I didn't even want to bring a child into.
That's surprising. By the way, this story is complete and total bull. Like, full disclaimer, the story is complete and total bull. And the reason why is because this is a nowhere conversation. Like, there's no subject matter that would prompt this series of conversation.
The world and have to explain all the levels of dysfunction that would come from my side of the family with mental health and alcohol, substance abuse, and things like that. But nonetheless, so she was like, Lacey, you can absolutely get pregnant. And I was like, she was like, do you still have a cycle? I was like, yeah. I was like, let me tell you something, lady. If you don't take your juju and go on somewhere, she was like, no, Lacey. She was like, absolutely. She was like, I didn't think that I would be pregnant. So my question for men, at your big age right now, would you be willing to have a child? Like, would you be willing to, if your wife got pregnant in her late 40s, would you be happy or would you just be like saddened? Like,
Why in the hell did you make this a question to men? Why in the hell did this conversation between two women turn into men? How would you feel if your younger, and by younger she means 45, if your younger wife got pregnant at 45? Uh, First of all, I'm not old enough to answer that question, so I'll leave that part alone. But it's like, why is that even a question? Like, I mean, so I guess if a guy is older and he has a child with a woman at any age, the question would be, how would you? That is so weird. That is so weird. You know something? I gotta think like them. This is really just a ploy to announce to her subscribers that she still has a cycle and she's into older men. Because once again, holla at me is her goal. Okay, let's just say that you are still fertile. It's possible, though ill probable, but let's just say you are still fertile. He would have to put the sperm in you right now. And no man, not many men are actually going to do that, nor are you going to allow that. Like, no, normally it would take time to court and all of that good stuff. And you're not even like in the beginning stages yet. You're not even dating anybody yet. So it's going to take years from now, which definitely puts you outside of the range.
I don't even want to tell y'all how I feel because it's probably a little ugly, but I know any blessing from God is a blessing, but like what? No, no. But y'all let me know. Would you be happy, or would you be like shocked, or what? What y'all think? Okay, y'all got it. I got it. Thank everybody. Thank you for everybody who said Happy Father's Day to tell him Happy Father's Day. But y'all know when I get with my dad, I come up with the best questions. All right, so if you are a older man, older than 55, and you like to date younger women or prefer to marry, would like to prefer to marry a younger woman, I have a question. So let's just say, as you age, right, as you mature, over 60, you develop Alzheimer's or
What the
dementia,
fuck?
right? Tell me what you will want from your young wife. Tell me what expectations that you would want her to give your care. Like, would it be okay for her to put you in a facility? Would you expect her to write it out? Would you expect her to figure it out? Would you expect your children to help her? Would you expect her to do it solely by herself? Like, what kind of expectations would you have for her in the event that you got some type of memory disorder? As y'all know, my dad has dementia. So, on yesterday, I was just asking him, like, how long does he think, that he's been having it? But my dad has always kept winning, not his issue. But in the end, it's me. I'm the one that's actually taking care of this. Sorry, y'all. I'm not so I just want to know, like, in your heart of hearts, like, which look, let me.
That was the weirdest fucking question. Okay. I don't have a response to that. How would you want your younger woman to treat you if you have dementia? I don't even, and like, the only thing I could think of is keep sucking my dick because I'm going to forget that you did it. Like, what the fuck? Just wow. Wow, that was okay.
Tell y'all something. All y'all look handsome, little 30-something-year-old men. Y'all cute, like super cute. But send my profile to y'all daddy or y'all uncle somebody, cause I ain't gonna be able to do it. I'm sorry. I'm too grown. But I like it. I get so flattered about it. I promise you. But send me to your daddy or your uncle.
Okay.
Good morning. Happy Monday. So I have a question. I have a question for the older men. So y'all know that I desire to have an older man in my life, right? As a husband. So I know I have an age limit too with older men. So my question to the older men is this: why do you? I explain why I like older men. Can you give me a couple of reasons why you desire a younger woman?
Ain't that a bitch?
And
Listen. Okay. Oh, holy crap. Listen. Stop calling yourself a younger woman. Stop. Like, you're not younger. He's just older. If you walked up to a 50 something year old man, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. I think he was like 53 or something like that. You walk up to Kevin Samuels and say, "Hey, I like younger women." Is she like, "Ooh, I'm younger"? He'll look like, bitch. Apparently, you don't really understand what men mean when they say younger, now, do you? You really don't. You really kind of just like mix the. You really got like technical in that definition of younger, didn't you? But no, when they say younger, they mean younger than you. I used to work for this white dude, and he just kind of told me because his daughter was in college, and apparently her sorority got kicked out. They got fined or something. They got punished somehow for having a party with a ethnically inappropriate theme. I don't know if they were in blackface. I doubt it, but probably something like tacos or something. I don't know. I forget the details of it. And he showed me a picture of, you know, his daughter and her friends, and I was like, "Ooh, damn!" All them white girls. And he was like, "Yeah," and they be coming over my house and spending the night and stuff with my wife there. I was like, "Real? That must be awkward." He's like, "Yeah, it is. It is." That's what he's looking at. That's what his old ass is looking at. He's looking at his daughter's friends in college. Like that's what he's thinking about, and that's perfectly natural. You know, even like the mother of said daughter is in the house with him, like in the bed with him. He is thinking about those college girls in the next room, as every man would. He's not. And then she comes knocking on the door like, "Hey, I see that you like him younger." Ah, 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 ah. Yeah. Holy crap. I remember in college, I looked at one of my professors because I was talking to him, and one of the other students, also a white girl, came in, and she was just like, that chick from American Pie? And you know which one I'm talking about? So imagine her without the accent and ice blue eyes. Um, and and talking with a real sweet voice about Blizz Blaz and him ham, like whatever the fuck she was talking about. And he just kept like a straight neutral demeanor through the whole thing. And I was like, hey, I gotta ask, how do you do that? Right? Like how do you do that? And he said, it takes time. It takes time and discipline, but you have to. He knew exactly what I was talking about. He knew exactly what I was talking about. Because that's what men mean. When we say younger, that's what the fuck we talking about. She's on that ish. That's like a 69-year-old man getting with a 68-year-old woman talking about, yeah, I got somebody younger. That's how she's thinking. Somebody said it was blackface. I can't remember for the life of me. It probably was. It probably was it was something like that. Next them to marry her better have one hell of a prenup. She sounds pretty predatory. I wouldn't doubt it.
What is your age restriction on dating a younger woman? Or do you have one? Yeah, just want to know. Good morning.
Okay, so I want to see the comment section because she's obviously fishing for guys to tell her that she's in the range. But let's see if she got what she was looking for. At 58, my interest in finding a younger woman is centered around finding one that is not already bitter and mad at me in general. Oh wow, bet you she didn't expect that response. Younger women are more open-minded, respect more established men. Once again, he did not say what she thinks that he she thinks that that song is about her. Younger women come with younger problems. We good. Now this is him trying to signal to her because he's actually going by the actual definition of younger, which is 29 and below. He's going by the actual, and he knows that she feels threatened by that cohort, so he's like, oh no, but he's not thinking that she's younger. Okay, let me take the Stevie Wonder out of this. I'm just a messenger, point blank. As a male, you should say man, most guys choose younger women because of we are visual creatures, and what stimulates us is those who are appealing without requiring any thought. Let's see. All women let themselves go, but a lot do. Not all women let themselves go, but a lot do. If you was like Stella, got a groove back type, it wouldn't be any discussion. Period. You lost me with the Stella got your groove back part. What does that have to do with that? All women age. Just because, like, even if a woman do maintain her looks into her 40s, she's still on borrowed time. And then let's not forget the testosterone pill in her pussy, the urine, the random pissing on you thing, and the diminished libido. Let's not forget those things ever. Oh, and the sandpaper pussy with a testosterone pill in it. All right, let's see. Younger women are more open minded. I'm having a hard time with the woman my age, 56. Okay. These men are not defining younger. I'm gonna do a couple more of these, then I'm done.
Okay, so y'all know in Dallas or the South, East, West. I don't know the region, but it's supposed to be like this winter ice storm in Dallas. Like everybody's like frantic, buying supplies and all of these things. And I'm sitting over here like, so I'm really still single. So I'm gonna be in a house by myself, maybe without power, without a fire, alone. If this weekend is not the best time to have a man or a significant other or a husband, I don't know what is. Like, it's terrible. I don't even have a dog, a ferret, a cat, nothing.
Okay, once again, this is her saying to the world, please holla at me. Because it's cold. Ah, two more.
Hey y'all. So I have a question. So I'm just like getting home from work, and then my client, we were talking today. Like me and my client, we were talking today. So I have a question. I have a good question. One of which I know my audience will answer. So y'all know I like to date like older men, older than me. So I want to marry an older man, and I've given you all the reasons why. But I want to know like at what point at what point, if you do develop or already have ED, like what point do you tell that person? Like in the dating phase, in the engagement stage, after marriage stage? Do you act like you didn't know about the problem and it's a new problem, which is deceitful? Um, or how do you bring up the conversation? Is it a hard conversation to have? Because I just wonder. I just wonder. She had me. She got me thinking. She got my little wheel turning. Like, wait, what?
Okay. Seems like she only has one wheel turning, but nevertheless, um, it seemed like something that would just come up when the topic of sex comes up. Yeah, that's what it seems like.
because I didn't realize like how common that it is now. So
It's not common.
even if you don't have it, I'm just
Okay, let me look this up. Okay, so it says 35%. Um, hold on, because I can't. I'm not over 50, but I can't imagine it being that common because. Oh, here we go. While mild ED is common, studies have shown moderate ED. Okay, so no wonder. All right, so mild is just when it's not like rock hard, I'm assuming, where moderate is. All right, so here's what's going on. When I type that in, when I type in over 50, it just gives 50 to 75, like over 50, from 50 to infinity, basically. But it doesn't give like in their 50s as far as severity goes. So yeah. Anyway, it's very weird that she's looking for men with ED.
want to know if you would answer. And yeah, I want to know. And it's not to shame anybody or shade anybody or anything like that. Like this is
That's exactly what it is.
just me. This is like knowledge that I think that would help me.
No, it's not really knowledge because the question is kind of stupid. Like, when do you talk about it? You talk about something like that when it's appropriate, and that's really, and that varies depending on the situation. Like, what is he gonna say? Christmas? He's going to, like, give you a present and you open it up and it's a limp noodle and he says, "Yep, that's me." Like, what in the fuck kind of question is that? So no, the question is really just a backdrop. What you really want to do is, let's talk about your diminished dick. Let's talk about that because conversations like that humbles you and makes me appear sympathetic to your plight.
My husband gonna always be the head of my household. Let's be
Shut
clear.
the fuck up.
I don't care who
Holy
make what.
crap.
Money don't make a head of a household. So for me and mine, that's what it is. If he say we gonna sell this house that you got over here, and we gonna live in this apartment, then that's what we gonna do.
Okay, so what if he said, what if your husband says, we're not gonna go to church anymore and we gonna stay married? What if your husband says that? Shut the fuck up. You lying bitch. By the way, for those of you who just got here, she divorced her husband because he didn't go to church enough. She said we're not equally yoked and divorced him. And talked about how much he loved her while doing it. But he's the head of household, right?
Because it's his vision that we going off of. It's not mine. A lot of times these women already have these established lifestyles. They can't even afford it. They can't afford it. That's why they're trying to move you into it. So you can help them. I think it's a terrible situation. I do. For a man, I think that's a terrible situation to move into something that a woman has already established and think that he's going to have the respect that he deserves.
Wow, what the hell? That shifted quick. My husband gonna be the head of the household. But if you think you're gonna move in with me and be respected, hmm,
Mm-mm. My husband is going to have his own. I wouldn't care if it's an apartment. I wouldn't care if it was a trailer. I wouldn't care what it is. If I love him and that's who I want, that's where I'm at. Hmm. And I don't care what Susan, Jane, Teresa, I don't care what they talking about. Cause I'm gonna love my man.
hmm,
We gonna be good. Whatever I got, he got. Whatever he got, we got. Whatever we need, we got it. It's really that simple. Yep, it's really that simple.
she contradicts herself in the same sentence a lot. How you gonna move in with her and expect the same respect? But whatever I got, he got. Yeah. Okay, so now we see the pattern of a habitual liar. So I'm gonna head off. Want to thank the Cash App, Super Chats, moderators, managers, and moderators, managers, and members. Those who are listening silently and those who participate in the chat, hit the like button on your way out. This is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.